A timeline for the reopening of the Belvidere Stellantis plant is up in the air, according to an update from UAW 1268 President Matt Franzen in a social media post Monday. Franzen says UAW Vice President Rich Boyer is working with the automaker to lock in a timeline for the product at the plant. Franzen adds the information came from the Stellantis Council, where they were able to meet with representatives from locations within the company and international union. Back in October last year, Stellantis unveiled plans to reopen the plant with production of the new Jeep models to begin in 2027. Then in January, Franzen alerted union workers of a potential 7-month delay for retooling of the plant, with production expected to begin in 2028.